Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Jesse, your DM.
Cody playing Lazarus.
Brennan playing Diz.
Mike playing Nim.
Britt playing Kenna.
And we are Double Doubles and Dragons. We're a group of goofy Canadians that have gotten together to play a little D&D. Sometimes we will say things that are inoffensive. We mean them as jokes, of course, and they're certainly funny to us, but some people may find this offensive. If you do, we apologize, but we don't want any hate mail about it. So just don't listen, okay? Let's jump right into the action. Okay, guys. Welcome back from the short break. As a quick recap, you guys had taken another crack at finding out what was inside the hut, but more or less came away with not much. Now you're on your way back to town, and you've just seen the lights of town over the horizon. Do you want to stop before you can go into town? Do you want to just ride in more or less proudly, or...?
Ride in more or less unassuredly.
Yeah.
And by ride, of course, I mean walk, because you're out of mounts.
Yeah, so I'm going to be super confident swagger going down here.
Swagger?
Casual. Nim style,
How can you
casual.
be casual swagger?
Oh.
Oh, do you need to...
Oh.
That's tough.
Did you see a video?
Show us, no, your casual swagger.
Mine?
Not a video.
Demonstration.
Demonstration. We know what
We already know what Nim's
That's,
super casual.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like super casual plus strut.
Yeah.
Okay. I now understand exactly how Dis is moving. Not how he's remaining upright, but understanding how he's moving
You know
is
how the guy
important.
runs-
But I'm keeping pace with everybody, too.
You know how the guy runs in the hunter exam? The first exam where they have to sprint for like hours? The dudes that's just like...
Oh, yeah, the wide
the
jump.
big ass fucking stride.
I don't think that would look very swagger.
Coming in freaking leaping like a gazelle.
Okay. So, you guys walk into town. Since it's dark, there's some light coming off of the tavern, and a little bit coming off of the store. But that's about it.
Just realized it was
To the
dark.
tavern.
I saw my casual strut as I realized it's dark.
And no one will see your casual strut.
They will as soon as we get into the tavern.
Yeah, I'm saving it for the tavern.
Okay. That seems to make... So is everybody
just
letting
gonna
Dis
get
go
the
in
zone.
first? Is that the
Oh.
idea?
I thought Kenna was going in first.
Yeah.
Well, Kenna was going to talk. I don't know if that necessarily
All right.
predicates that she goes in first.
Then I'm going in first.
Okay.
Swaggering.
Okay.
Swagger away.
All right. Everybody else wandering inside as well, I would imagine?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, you walk inside, and there is no one in the tavern tonight.
God damn it!
It is completely empty, except, of course, Sergeant Strain.
Oh,
He's in
fuck
the
yeah.
far corner. He's got his feet up on the table. He's leaned way back in his chair. And he's got his helmet lightly cocked over his head, like he's napping.
I strut over to him.
Okay. Are you trying to be quiet, or
No.
like trying to get his attention, or...
I want to make sure the
Well, I
soles
mean,
of my feet just hit the ground
Lazarus
as
is
hard as
there.
I can.
Yeah, Lazarus isn't quiet.
Well, but none of you said you were moving towards him right away. And I was trying to gauge if this was trying to like sneak up on him or like make his presence really known.
I'm making it known.
Okay, that seems fair. So, as you approach, what's everybody else doing?
Suppose
Walking over.
walking over as a group.
That seems fair. So, you walk over. He kind of reaches his hand back from behind his head and kind of cocks the helmet up a little bit so one eye peeks out from underneath. And goes, "Oh, you're back. Would you look at that? With a little time to spare. So, did you fail?"
Well, we most certainly don't believe we failed.
You know what, Big Lizard? I think I'd rather hear from each one of you individually. It's important to get a general understanding of what happened. So you know what I'm gonna do is, you, the pretty one,
Yeah.
he looks over at you and just like gives you like a cocked eyebrow and is just kind of like, all right, fair enough. You're first.
Oh,
He goes, "You," and he points at Kenna. "I want you to go into the back room with Lil. The little one goes outside, and the lizard goes up to the rooms upstairs.
I think we've discussed what happened.
So you can't, you know, coordinate your lies. And in the meantime, Elf, pull up a chair. We're gonna have a little talk.
Casually pull up a chair.
Okay. So does everybody do what he says?
Yeah, I'll go upstairs. I'll go like a little bit in the corridor and just lean against one of the walls in between the doors.
Okay. Nim, you head outside. What are you doing out there?
I sit down cross-legged, I summon a mage hand, and I play rock, paper, scissors with it.
Okay.
Even though I know I command the mage hand, so it makes no sense, but I just want to be sitting there having a nonsensical game of rock, paper, scissors with myself.
Okay. I mean, I think that's fair.
I mean, we can't
Why not?
stop you.
Yeah, I mean...
No one else knows what I'm doing. So.
Nobody can be like, Nim, that's stupid. Like, Nim's outside. And, Kenna, you obviously go towards the back room, I imagine.
Yeah.
Turns out Lil's actually not back there. It's part of the kitchen. Looks like it's just kind of like a staging prep area. But she must be busy somewhere else.
Is there anything in this room?
Yeah, it's like a staging area for the kitchen, like getting the plates ready to go out, getting the drinks ready to go out, stuff like that. So there's a couple of casks, and there's some plates, and some vegetation and stuff like that. The bits and pieces of food, like there's some stuff that's been like chopped up and prepared is off to one side, so like some vegetables and that sort of stuff. Looks like the meat and stuff is probably like deeper into the kitchen past one of the other doors, and there is 2 wine casks. Although they're probably filled with beer.
Probably. I'll just take my time exploring the back room and looking at things.
Okay. So we'll come back to you 3 in a little while. But in the meantime, Dis. So, Sergeant Strain he kicks his feet off the table, snaps the chair back up forward, and just kind of leans over the table at you. All right, Dis. Tell me how the quest went.
I'd love to. First of all, I want to make something very clear. I think you screwed us. I think you're fucking with us, and I don't like it.
All right, that seems fair. I want to make something perfectly clear with you. I don't give 2 shits what your opinion is.
That's what I like about you.
Now go on.
So we went there. We had a brilliant plan. By the way, while I'm saying all of this, I heard him say, to the back room and wherever Lazarus.
Up into the rooms.
And I know the general layout of the place.
Yes.
I want to try to, stage whisper my voice and kind of, say it loud enough, but knowing it can reverberate around.
Okay.
See if it's, if somebody was listening, they could probably hear me pretty easily, or at least trying to...
Okay.
Get my
I think
voice
that's
to that
fair.
level.
I suppose, while we're doing that, we'll maybe just ask flat out, is anybody trying to listen in on the conversation?
Probably not Lazarus.
Okay, fair.
I feel like Nim probably just, does, once he gets bored of playing rock, paper, scissors with himself, he probably starts,
So how much time do you think you've got?
I'd give myself probably, a solid 5 minutes of playing rock, paper, scissors with myself before I start moving. And then I just want to, kind of press my ear against the wall and see if I can hear anything and just kind of, slowly work my way down and just see if I can hear anything through the wall.
Okay, that seems
Because he
fair.
didn't say it, he just said go outside. He didn't say I couldn't try and listen.
Didn't say much of anything, really.
Just
Okay.
go
He
outside.
separated us.
So, perception check for you. Kenna, what about you?
Yeah, I'd probably get bored. I'm sure there's not all that much to discover in this back room.
Not a ton, it's
So
kind of
being
just
the brilliant person Kenna is, I think she would grab an empty glass, put it against the wall, and listen to the conversation.
Okay, we'll have you do a perception check as well. With advantage, I imagine that would probably be fairly helpful.
Alright. 14.
Okay.
22.
Okay, we'll come back to that. All right, go on.
We showed up. We scouted the place out. We used a familiar of Nim's to look at things. After that, I moved up with Nim a little bit, kind of get a little bit better impression of the area. Set off a trap, got away. Your men didn't find us at all, though they did hear the trap.
Dis, I just want to make it pretty clear here that I don't really have all night. And I'm really interested in more how things ended than how you specifically whacked it off, if you catch my drift.
Oh, I'm getting to that, but a proper story needs some foundation.
I didn't ask for a story. I asked for a report.
All right. We went in invisible. Kenna did with the bird familiar. Went into the hut. There was nothing there. The guards came back. She escaped. They didn't see a thing. She came back to us. We talked about it. We sent her back in with the rock the next morning. It set off some sort of alarm inside. Drew the guards into her. After that, she escaped. They're dispelling magic. Very poor job by the guards. She sat on top of the hut, listened to them. When they said they were going to dissolve it, she escaped with the bird. Saw them dissolve it. Saw the men think they got made or heard them say it. She made it back. We had Bird take another round at it, look at the place. When Kenna was in there, she took some dirt the second time. Turned out that was illusionary magic, as spotted by Nim. So I think you screwed us. I think what we were meant to find there was the alarm spell, or whatever set that off.
I see. So if I understand correctly, what you're telling me is that on the mission where you were sent to retrieve something from the inside of a building, you've come back with nothing.
We came back with the knowledge of what you set in place there.
I see. And for my second question, what did you learn?
Learn to look for more information before going into a place. Someone's request. To thoroughly check the first time and not to trust the word of anybody just because they're an authority figure.
All right. You can go grab the little one and trade places with him.
All right.
I like it.
I stand up and I go to the door. So Nim, you probably heard bits and pieces, but honestly not that much.
Okay. But I would hear them stop talking.
Yes.
And I would book around to near the entrance and just kind of be like... Because I don't know which one of them.
Yeah, so. I mean, that's fair. So, Dis, you come out to Nim being, like, overtly casual. like, super innocent.
Damn. Some nice casual there. I respect it. He wants you in there.
All right. God damn it.
Don't let him talk shit.
Okay. So, Nim, you head in?
I head in.
All right. He's sitting at the table waiting for you.
All right. I pull up. Is it like a booth? Do I pull up a seat?
It's a table.
It's a table? Okay. I pull up a seat with him and put some, like, see if I can find, like, a phone book or something. Obviously not a phone book.
You have to stand on the chair.
I'll sit on my
D&D
spell
equivalent. Okay, there you go. Guess you kind of do have a phone book with you now that you mention it.
It's a heavy one, too. It's made of
100
metal.
mind spike.
It's got aluminum pages, though, so
Oh,
it's,
okay.
it's
It's not,
lighter than
like,
you'd
too
think.
bad.
All right, Nim.
Hello, Surgeon.
Why don't you tell me what you found in the room and what you learned?
There was nothing but disappointment in that room. I guarantee you nothing. It was an illusion. The whole room itself.
All right. And what did you learn?
I learned that you need to be overly stealthy to accomplish missions like this. And, yeah, be careful who you trust. And be careful, check into things before going all in.
All right. Short, but sweet.
You see him, like he makes, like, that eye contact, but, like, doesn't smile. Like, you're not even sure if he registered that was a pun.
Or an insult.
Yeah, or an insult. Like, there's just nothing.
I feel like Nim doesn't get it either. Like, Nim's like,
It was like, okay.
yeah, it was short.
All right. Let's see. We went elf, short. Bring me the big lizard next.
All right, he was upstairs. I'll go there. Nim goes and... What, did you go to a specific...
No, I'm just like 3 doors down leaning against the wall.
He's just in the hallway.
Okay. Then you hear the door behind you. Hey, Lazarus!
Hello, ma'am. Is it this one's turn, then?
It happens to be your turn, yes.
Very well.
Keep it short. He said something about it being short.
Lazarus does not have terrible all to say, really.
Awesome.
He's like, he said something about short, and Lazarus is just like, like right over the head. I feel like if Nim would have been sent to Kenna would have giggled. but Lazarus was just like, wah.
He made a short joke.
You got away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Well played, Strain. Well played.
All right, so you walk downstairs.
Yep, I'll walk down. I'll walk over to the table.
Okay, take a seat.
Walk.
All right, Lazarus. I suppose you're next.
So it would seem.
What did you find, and what have you learned?
For the most part, Lazarus was in a bush 500 feet away.
I see.
If you asked if Lazarus has learned anything, it is that he is completely useless in matters of stealth.
I see. So that's all you have, then?
Lazarus can describe what he assumes already has been described to you of the hut.
No, I would rather hear what you saw and learned.
Lazarus heard his companions setting off a trap. Other than that, Lazarus did not participate in this one.
All right. You can bring out the woman now.
Lazarus shall fetch the woman.
It's gonna be so shrill, I'm sorry.
I have to stop projectile laughing right into the microphone. I'm sure that doesn't sound amazing.
Yeah, I suppose I'll just go into the side room.
Okay. Ken is in there. Did you, like, you would have heard probably almost all of that. like all of it, I would say. Do you hide the fact that you were listening in as Lazarus approaches?
No.
I mean, you do know it's him coming.
I meet him at the door.
All right, so Lazarus, you like open the door and she's like right there.
You just get a big innocent smile.
It's one of those like movie moments where she's leaning on the door with the glass and he opens the door from behind
just
the glass and she falls through.
Well, no, because she knows he's coming.
Yeah, I heard him.
Sergeant Strain has
It's
asked
my
for
turn.
you.
I know. Have fun in this little room here.
Lazarus is simply going back upstairs.
Oh, alrighty then. Everyone else stayed where they came, but you can do that, sure.
All right. Kenna starts walking out. Lazarus, you start heading for the stairs, and Strain's just like,
I didn't say you could group back up. We're back in the room, lizard.
He just walks back into the room.
all right. So, Kenna, do you take a seat?
Yeah, I'll sit down opposite of him. I want to look him right in the eye.
I assume that's what everybody did.
Yep.
But just in case.
Oh, you know it.
Alright, well, whoever had room for Lazarus.
Yeah,
So.
would you like my tail?
Lazarus has learned all of his smooth talking from Dis, so.
It's a good icebreaker.
Absolutely.
All right. So as you sit down,
All right, Kenna. Seems you're last. And if everything I've heard is correct, it sounds like you did the brunt of the work.
Yeah, that's right. Sure.
All
did.
right. Why don't you tell me what you found in that hut and what you've learned?
So, the first night that we got there, Nim and Dis were like trying to do some reconnaissance and set off a trap and almost got the attention. Well, they did get the attention of your guards, but they didn't see us. We hid. It was okay. So then we decided that I should fly in invisible with the bird, and we did, and I got in there, and there was nothing. Just dirt in this hut. So then I got out of the hut because your guards came in, and they settled in for the night in there, and they didn't even think we were in there. They were like, oh, I guess they're not coming tonight. And I left. Then I came back the next day, went back, there was still nothing in that hut. but I had the stone this time, and it got all warm, and it was pulsing when I was in there. So I was trying to see if it was, like, pulsing in different spots and getting, like, hotter or colder, like, you know, to find whatever was in there. But then I must have set off a trap or an alert because they knew that they thought that they knew I was in there, but they didn't see me. So I turned back into a mouse, and I scurried on out and got on top of the hut, and I listened to your guys. One was like, dispel magic, so they did something inside the hut and dispelled it. I didn't see, obviously, because I was on top of the hut. And then they were discussing how they couldn't see anything, so they had to get rid of the hut. So then they got rid of the hut, but I was already flying in the air, and I looked down, and there was nothing there. Also, before I left the hut the second time, I grabbed a pouch full of dirt. And then we flew away, and then I made Bird go back to check it again. And when he went back, he overheard them saying, there was still no hut, and he overheard them saying, that, well, they knew that there's supposed to be a hut here, so they made another hut there. And it was an illusionary magic. Anyways, this was the pouch, and it was full of dirt, but there's nothing in there anymore. And as for what I learned, the dragon isn't very sneaky. The two little guys, they're good at reconnaissance, but they kind of get into some trouble. And I'm really good at sneaking in and out of places without anyone realizing it. But also, most importantly, I realized that I couldn't really do it without them.
I see. So what do you think was in the hut, Kenna?
A lesson?
All right. And what lesson was that?
1, first get more information, and don't just answer vague things about, well, you'll know when you get in the hut. You need some more concrete things. But in this case, it makes sense because it was a lesson. It wasn't just a physical object.
I see. All right. Why don't you go ahead and get the rest of your crew together. Get yourself some food. Might take some time to think about things. I'll be back in the morning.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sergeant Strain. Have a good night.
He just kind of nods, walks out. Who was outside? Were you listening?
I was dancing.
Okay.
Shock.
So does he come out to you dancing?
Yeah, I wouldn't have been listening at all, so I wouldn't know.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, you see him walk out of the door, and he just kind of like looks over at you dancing. He just kind of, and then just walks off. He only gets about 3 feet away from the door, and then he kind of like moves his hand and touches the ring on his finger and disappears.
Holy shit.
Dis has the best reaction. Holy shit! Did you see that? He I feel like, did you see? There's nobody around.
Whoa!
All right, so as Sergeant Strain leaves, Lazarus, you're still in the kitchen. You hear some rummaging behind you, and the door back there opens, and Lil walks out into the prep area, and she kind of gives a quick, huh?
Yeah. Apologies, Lil.
Oh, that's quite all right. It's just, I didn't really expect a rather large dragon-ish lizard in my prep area.
Yes, Lazarus is a bit alarming.
Oh, no, not alarming, dear. It's mostly just the room's not really big enough for you.
Lazarus is also aware.
I take it Strain has finished his interrogation, then.
At least with Lazarus.
I go get everyone, by the way.
Okay, yeah, I
would've got
assume
him
so.
first because he was closest.
Okay, that seems fair. Okay. So, everybody gets brought together. Lil is kind enough to bring you some food. Is anybody needing anything to drink?
Yep.
Let's see, on a scale of
And
1 to
it's
20, how
different.
many beers do I have?
Okay, I like this game.
On a scale of 1 to 20? That's a
Okay.
range and a half.
How much is everyone drinking?
I mean, I didn't mean how many beers, I mean how
Wow,
drunk
we're
I get.
not drinking, period.
Oh, I
Yeah, we all rolled
12.
low.
I rolled a 12. Because Nim is getting over average.
We're all
drunk.
stressed out.
So wait, sorry, how much was it?
I got like a 4.
Okay, so like 4 silver worth.
I got 5.
Okay, 5 silver worth.
12.
12 silver worth. Okay, so Nim's dead.
The little gnome is floating in his own.
He just
I
turns
feel
some
like
of it into
we've been
water,
drinking
but
his
just-
beer that he's
You can only
paying
change
for,
the
maybe?
taste.
I don't
that's
know.
right.
I mean, that's really up to Nim. Everybody else has like 4 or 5 drinks. Nim is like, bring me 12!
I'm getting sloshed up.
I feel like
I
we're
don't
all just
want to
helping
live
him with them.
anymore!
I feel like Nim's trying to like sing
Constipation.
some like drinking songs, like with the rest of the bar, but there's no one else there. So he's just like jumping up on random empty tables, just being like singing along. I don't know a drinking song.
Oh,
Okay, wait. 12. I have 5. 4.
Okay.
That's silver.
Yeah.
So, I suppose we'll get into the constitution rules and that sort of thing, but while you guys are sitting there, obviously, you're having a nice dinner, and Strain has obviously said that he'll be back in the morning. So, what are you guys talking about?
Probably pretty little in the beginning, and then we.
So did you guys... Sorry, I didn't start there.
How did that go for everyone else?
So
Did everybody else give him shit too? Because I laid into him.
No, I gave him the lessons we learned, and I told him about the pulse and rock and all the things.
Lazarus had to simply sit by and trust his companions.
How about you, Nick? Did you give him shit?
No, I just kept it short and sweet.
Yeah, you did. I had heard the whole conversation.
I heard he said he liked that.
He really liked it. Yeah, he liked that I kept it short. He was like,
That makes sense because I was
Like
talking,
Lazarus is just like,
I was like telling the story like oh, super long.
Kenna's
He was
just
like
like
short.
killing herself laughing in the corner,
Yeah,
just
whoa.
like trying to hide behind her like picture or her.
I like the dichotomy. Dis is like just taking him super seriously. It's like, yeah, I heard him say he really liked being short. And then Ken is just giggling away, and Lazarus is like slowly ticking towards getting the joke. Every time somebody says short, he gets like one step closer.
He's probably also talking about the short amount of time it took us to build his
it is because you are small.
Yeah, and at this point, Kenna loses it.
machine. Whoa, that's racist. It's not his
Sort of
fault.
like-
He's a short race.
it's like data on TNG. Like,
Yeah.
trying to get humor.
I don't know how you didn't catch that, Nim. He was making fun of how short you were.
Was he? He doesn't seem to be.
He was.
Well,
But he-
Kenna
I
most
said
certainly
all of
is
like
now.
4 words to him, and then he was like, "Okay."
He said more than 4 words. I heard it all.
I mean, he did say he liked short stories, so I was assuming he was talking about that.
Yeah,
That
he
makes
likes
sense.
short stories.
Yeah, I liked a couple words, I think.
Well, I mean,
Like,
I
he
am
kinda
short.
got
I gave him a
down.
story. It's not untrue.
Oh, that kind of just drinks more beer.
The eye roll would have like.
Is there any other
flipped you
people
over.
in the tavern now that Strain is gone?
As the night goes on, people will slowly start filtering in, but not immediately.
Yeah. Next time Lil comes around, I want to ask her a question.
Sure. In the meantime, everybody's had probably, I'd say, at least 2 drinks by this point, so give me a little constitution save here.
Let's
Oh, a
see.
nat 20. Sober as book.
Oh, now roll high.
Nice.
Inspiration.
Should use
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Dis is using the inspiration
Alright.
on the liquor roll. Now that
I mean,
is,
this can roll
It was
something
not
else,
people.
but I just,
that is balls.
I like the old
yeah,
one, so I'm
yeah,
gonna keep the old
We're
one.
gonna keep the old one.
All right, Lazarus.
22.
Okay.
14.
Oh, this is con save, right?
Yes.
It's an 8.
Is that it is a save, so like
Oh.
everybody's around the paladin.
Oh,
Oh,
so you get
27.
plus 5?
27.
27.
19.
I always forget about like the RP rolls to get it.
13.
29.
This is what that skill
I
is
mean,
meant
like,
for.
it's honestly up to you. Like, I mean, if you're like a paladin and you're getting drunk, I don't know if you like consciously turn your like,
I can't ever. It's just the only time it ever turns off is when I'm unconscious.
oh, that's right. Well, there you go then.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody still seems pretty good. like honestly, it's just 2 drinks with dinner. That's nothing.
I feel like Nim's feeling it just a bit, and from now on, he's going to prestidigitation his own beer into not tasting like beer,
Okay.
just to make it go down a little smoother.
I feel like this
But
is,
he's going to be conscious about it. It's not like he's just going to drink it like water, but it's going to taste like water.
this is trying
Doesn't-
to teach Lazarus knifey spoony.
Oh, knifey spoony.
Now it's more
Nice.
fun the more drunk you are.
But has
Very safe
Lazarus
game.
played knifey spoony before?
No.
I see. So he's probably doing badly, is what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
see.
And he's big and clumsy, so.
I don't think you're supposed to lose 3 fingers in every game.
I don't know what sort of spoon and or knife this tavern has that is taking his fingers off.
That's a good point.
Like,
The scales.
what are these made of? Adamantium?
That's right. They keep the best cutlery in this place.
He's a lizard, though. Doesn't he just, like, regrow his small appendages?
Hey,
not in
the
the
Dragonborn lore is not real clear on just how lizard they are.
Like, if
Anytime
like, someone
they injure
attacks him and
themselves, I
grabs his
cure
tail,
or I
they
heal
just
them.
come off.
He just freaks out and separates.
Okay.
Like-
So that's a good point. Every time that Lazarus nicks himself playing Knifey Spoony, Kenna's just like passing out the little heals. Yeah.
I can only do it 5 times.
So trying not to
So
be
she-
like ridiculous.
After the first one, I'm like, maybe wait until he nicks himself a few times.
That seems fair. All right, so as your third and fourth drinks are being brought out, Lil has arrived. So if you have a question for her, she's available.
Hey, Lil.
Yes, child?
When Sergeant Strain was here, there was nobody else in this tavern.
Right.
I just want to know if that was on purpose, are they scared of him, or did he just clear everybody else out?
Oh, Sergeant Strain asked everyone to leave so that he'd have the facilities to investigate your progress properly.
Did he know that we were on our way back?
About an hour before you arrived, he cleared everyone out.
How would he know that?
Well, I mean, I certainly can't speak for his exact methods, but Strain is one of the members fairly high up in the city guard, so, I mean, he does have a fairly decent contingent of soldiers at his command.
Okay. Where did you go?
I was just preparing food in the back room. He recommended I make myself scarce. Don't want to influence how you answered any of his questions.
Alrighty then. Well, thank you, Lil.
Wait,
Certainly.
Do we still have the rock?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't give it back to him.
Never mind. We'll figure it out in the morning.
Nim's already like tailing into drunk a little. Well, we'll find out. That's
Yeah.
2 more drinks, so give me a con save.
She had another inspiration.
Oh boy, there goes
Plus
this.
5, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that nod of like, yeah, not helping.
It's the same roll I used my inspiration on last.
Nice.
Oh, see, the dice just demanded that be your roll.
You're the one going to lose tonight, bro.
Do not tempt fate.
Like a Final Destination D&D version.
That'd be fun. Just have death constantly coming back at you.
Man, there's another nat 1. Oh, boy.
At any rate, how'd we do?
12.
12.
9.
18?
16.
Okay. So the lizard, you're not doing badly, but you've definitely got a strong buzz going. Dis, you're a little past strong buzz. I would say probably tapering into obnoxious drunk.
Oh, great. Him and Bird.
It'll be great.
Where's the bird?
I don't know if Nim's got the bird
I
out.
don't know either.
I feel like
Right.
before we go in the tavern, I pop him into his pocket dimension, because, I don't know, it's
You can't
kind of
be-
rude to have your familiar out in a tavern. It's
Okay.
inappropriate.
He doesn't want the bird shitting on the ground. That's what it is.
Just shouldn't have your bird out in public, man.
I'm not entirely
I
sure
got bird.
Fey birds shit.
No, they don't.
I don't know about the lore there, but
I think we've gone into this because then like there'd be this whole sub society of people like summoning creatures and then harvesting parts off them and then
Yeah,
dispelling
exactly.
them, and that just doesn't happen in D&D. So
yeah, you get like druids that just summon whole hordes of bats to collect the guano, and it messes with the guano trade, and then Ace Ventura has to get involved. It's just a whole thing.
It's a whole chain of events.
It's just a mess. Okay, and in the meantime, of course, so Diz has definitely edged himself into obnoxious drunk. Or we'll say, for the sake of argument, loud drunk, if he chooses not to be obnoxious. And Nim and Kenna are doing better, but both of you, I mean, 4 drinks in, you'll definitely be starting to feel a little of the feathery buzz, as I prefer to refer to it.
Is there music yet?
Actually, there is not.
Oh, dang.
how obnoxious is this being?
That's really up to Dis.
Not obnoxious, I'm just being loud.
Just being loud.
But being loud can be obnoxious,
What
depending
are
on
you
what he's saying,
discussing?
I suppose.
What are we discussing around the table?
Yeah, you're 4 drinks in. What's the conversation about now?
I could totally fight him and win.
Who?
Well,
Strain.
why didn't we just
Strain, you
give the
think you can-
stone already?
Yeah.
What?
Why did we not give the stone to Strain?
He didn't ask for it. I didn't think about it.
He's asking for it.
That stone is a tracking device, I guarantee it.
Well, obviously it's a tracking device. He knew where we were.
That's why he ran.
Did you not have
You knew I
a
was
close
coming.
look?
I'll cast Detect Magic. Drunk
Well,
Detect Magic.
drunk.
Takes
It's
twice as long to
also-
cast.
Is it on? I never said I took it out of my boob. Just saying.
No, we're going with that.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
Nim's
you
just going
worry.
in. He knows where you put it.
I feel like I was gonna do this whole thing about like casting magic when you're drunk, and maybe there's like a chance for it to just not work because you don't say it right. But I'm way too invested in Nim being like, I can see magic, and then just burying his face in there trying to see the fucking stone. So I'm just gonna let that one slide for this one. And I
jump up on
assume
the
Nim is
table?
just being yeah, he jumps
You
up on the
have to.
table and just is like, show me the stone.
Oh no,
Dog in between my
I think
tits.
Nim just reaches in.
Excuse me, what do you think you're doing?
Get in the stone, I gotta take a look at it.
He's got
Well,
some
be a
stones.
gentleman and ask for it then. Don't just stick your hands all up in my business.
Oh, sorry, I thought, sometimes friends are like, grab my keys out of my pocket, I could just grab the stone out of your boobs. It's like, alright, I was wrong.
I want to point out the whole time Nim is saying this, he's got like the clouded over magic vision, and I mean they're kind of like they don't really have pupils, so you're not really sure where he's looking exactly.
Well, now this is just uncomfortable.
Can I just see the stone? And I just Nim obviously looks the other way.
Give him the stone.
And then he looks at the stone.
Okay. So interestingly enough, because this is not the first time you've looked at the stone, as you pull it out, as Kenna pulls it out of the brazier, the nice flowing bits of somewhat astralness to it are completely gone. It just looks like a regular grayish pebble.
Can I see that?
Bitch, please.
And is that to everyone it looks normal?
Yes,
Alright. And there's no magic traces on it.
not a hint.
What in the actual fuck?
I wink my Detect Magic at them.
Hold up my hands to grab the stone.
Like, well, there's our proof.
I just grab the stone.
Just like the whole time he's just been like, give that here, and like everybody's ignoring him because he's drunk.
It's all right.
Finally just takes it.
First
How
thing
do we
when
know
Strain,
that is the same stone?
Fight me!
because I put the stone in my boob.
Did you just scream
That's
into the
true.
stone?
Yes.
Okay. Just making
Also,
sure.
it's fine. All we do is first thing we do when Strain gets back in the morning is we just give him the stone. And say, oh yeah, forgot to give you this yesterday.
We throw it at his face.
No, we don't throw nothing at his face. Calm
Except
down.
Shame, right?
The only people here who
I
are
could win.
plausibly shameful are us.
Why's that?
Because we didn't find anything.
We found a lesson.
What was your lesson?
That I could beat his ass.
That's definitely everybody's sixth drink arriving
Yeah.
at the table right there.
You think you're going to take on one of the top people in the military?
Are you gonna ask him that?
Do you know what rank we are right now? Do you understand the difference between him and us?
Yeah, but there's a difference between your actual rank and your actual rank.
No, there's not.
Like, I'm obviously a whole new rank. We all are.
Yeah, their rank is shit.
No, that rank is super.
We could have just got a little fired. We could have just, ruined everything for everyone.
But we didn't.
Right as Ken is like slipping into her like mild panic attack. I feel like Lil walks by with like everybody's next drink and is just like, oh, don't worry, dear. I had faith in you.
I'm glad you did. I did too until there was nothing in the hut.
Wait, what do you mean you had faith in us?
I feel like she like looks at him and is just like, it's a figure of speech, dear.
Yeah, like past tense.
You guys are really like,
Well, the quest is over.
Is it though? Is it really over? There wasn't even a quest to begin with.
You know what? I think I'll bring some bread to the table. Just like walks away.
That might be good.
All right, that's another drink. Let's see how you do.
At this point, oh shoot. Kenna will probably stop drinking at this point.
Okay.
What's wrong with you guys,
Well,
dude?
depending on what happens on this roll. No, she's good. She's
I
gonna
am
keep
also
drinking.
good.
Never
She's
mind.
gonna keep drinking.
Never mind the mild. Like we could have got her fired, and then.
That's
I
our
like
mild
it.
pack
I like
moment.
it. Yeah, I do like that. All right, Lazarus.
28.
Okay.
10.
All right.
19.
27.
I feel like I don't know what's up with this today. He's just like, I feel
It's
like what
under the
happens
table
is
already.
yeah, I feel like what happens is when like the glass hits the table, this is just like glug and just like downs the whole thing like instantly.
I could totally beat his ass.
I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna like,
You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna go to bed.
it's like half mumbling to himself. Like I'm gonna get him and Chainmail and Chinmander and Chain.
That's good thing
He's like
nobody mentioned
slipping off his
chainmail in any way.
Perhaps we should take him to fight his pillow.
I think that might be a real good idea. He's yeah.
I'm
Do you know what?
fine.
Do you want to go fight?
Yeah.
Let's go fight something.
All right.
Yeah,
I stand up and then just like
I got
Fall
a
over.
minor illusion, something for Dis to fight, like right in front of him. But like,
Well, he's on the floor right now. It's just
yeah, so
like,
I'm gonna try and get him up.
okay, so he's like on the floor on his back, and you just
Chainmail
like
guy?
a big
Yeah,
chainmail guy.
He's back.
He's just like punching into the air. Oh my god!
And then it
I'm
slowly
gonna
pulls
stop
back
you.
and starts going towards his room. Like it's just slowly backing up the whole time.
I will slowly chase it and
You're
like,
gonna get him. You got it.
I'll save you, Barty.
Ah, boy, yes.
if I may, I feel like when Dis like reaches his room, he just like screams "Servant!" as he like enters his room, and then I guess does somebody go up there to close the door?
Yeah, I would assume you hear a slam, but it's not the door. It's like me trying to hit the bed, but hitting the floor and just.
I'll go
and giving
up, and if his door's not closed, I'll just mage hand and close his door.
Okay.
What time of the evening do we think it is?
It's pushing later. Like it's probably past like 9 or 10.
No, we're good still. We've got time.
Just bowed out early. I had when you
There's
said
battles to be fought.
when you said that there's like a loud bang, but it's not the door. It's you like missing the bed. I like imagined you like heading for the bed and then like cracking your head on the dresser and just like flopping onto the floor.
You got me once.
He's gonna wake up with a big black eye. He's
That'll
like,
be the
"Did you
last
guys see
hit."
Chainmail Guy last night? He got me with the right hook."
Amazing.
Oh my god, that is the best way Dis has ever gone to bed. All right, that just leaves the three of you.
Just the three of us.
Lazarus feels like his head is clearing a bit.
I feel pretty good right now. I mean, other than some situations, but I feel alright. I think it's time for another.
Yeah.
Well, then, here's to us, then. Perhaps being successful, perhaps not.
Cheers.
As you cheers, Lil comes by and she takes Dis's chair. And she just sits down and she goes, I imagine you've all had a fairly light or a fairly difficult day. So, I made you a little pick-me-up. And she sets out 3 very small glasses, like think like half the size of a shot glass.
Oof.
And they're filled to the top with a mystery bluish liquid.
Oh my gosh, this looks... What is this, Lil?
She goes, just drop it into the beer.
You drop it in the beer.
Yes, that's right.
I feel like Nim has already shot
I want
it.
to
Shoots it straight.
I want to smell it.
Okay, it definitely like. Well, first of all, Nim, I need. I don't even know what I need. I need
Just start
like.
making a death save.
I need a con save, but
He was
like,
like,
with
hey, a me-sized cup.
Disadvantage.
yeah, with like disadvantage, and I also need a second one for gagging.
Oh.
Con and then
So like
gag.
4 rolls, two disadvantage con rolls.
Okay, well, the first one is a 7.
Okay.
Because I'm just going to use my portent, because why not? And then the gagging, I am gagging my ass off because that's a 4. Or no, it was a con save for the first one, right?
Yes.
So that would have been a 10 total.
Still in my aura.
Yeah.
15 total for the first one, for the con
Okay.
save. But the gagging one is a 4 plus, I don't know what that is plus for gagging.
It's still a con save.
Okay, then it's...
Just in my
12.
world. Okay. So, Kenna, do a perception check on what it smells like.
23.
Okay. So Kenna, lightly lifts the mysterious blue liquid to her nose to get a whiff of it. And there's that moment where, you get, the first hint of the smell, and it kind of feels like it's burning your nose hairs off from the inside.
Okay.
I don't mean, from the tip of the hair to the root. I mean, it's burning from the root outwards.
Ouch. Already. I'm going to just drop it in the beer and go.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Lazarus does that as well. In the meantime, Nim is just yeah, and shoots it back, and it's literally drinking lava.
Ooh.
It hurts. It's unpleasant. It feels like it's actually burning you the whole way down. And then it hits you like a freight train almost immediately. So there's kind of you shoot it back and you're like, yeah! And you lose your balance and you smack your head on the table as you fall off the chair. And then you just cough and throw up all over yourself.
Oh, well, Lil, that was strong.
I'm imagining all this in a span of a second.
Yeah, it literally is just bam, boom, block!
Kill him?
And Lil just I feel like Lil looks over and she looks concerned, but she's also trying not to giggle. She's just kind of I probably should have specified that immediately.
I prestidigitation myself as best as I can.
I definitely. So you're pretty corked at this point. So I want a luck roll for casting prestidigitation while hammered.
Oh, that was fireball.
17.
No, I don't think I'll be an asshole. And Nim kills everybody in the bar. No.
I don't even have fireball on right now.
That's right. Everybody is safe. No, I think it's literally just a chance to he slurs his words too much and the spell just fails. But in this case, you're oh god, I'm covered in sick, and you're pretty focused on getting that off of you.
Clean. And then I want to get up and try to get back on my stool and just recovery mode.
Okay. Athletics check. Because your body's having a rough go of it.
Got 0 to athletics. Let's see how we do.
And coordination's definitely out the window.
That's a 4.
What side of the table for me is Nim?
Probably across from,
Okay.
I think.
So I can't help you. I'm sorry. That's too much effort.
So Nim's just prestidigitations the sick off of him and tries to climb back into his chair, but it looks like one of those super overly dramatic Everest movies where he's trying to plant the pick in and drag himself up, and he's just making no progress whatsoever. It looks like the hardest climb anybody has ever done to get back into their chair.
I'll just pick him up and put him in his chair.
Okay.
Too painful.
In the meantime, the two of you still have
Yep.
your drinks.
Well then, here's too little then.
Cheers.
All right.
I'll take a big draw out of it.
I drink it, but after seeing him just fucking womp all on his ass, not do well, I drink it cautiously, but I drink it. I take a good size gulp.
Okay. I'll take a Constitution save from both of you, definitely with disadvantage.
If I'm up on the table now, I want to start drinking my beer and try and wash down whatever I just drank.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it still hurts.
I don't know if I have to roll.
No, you're okay.
Prestidigitation to 2 water.
Actually, no. I said I was doing that from now on.
Yeah, so his beer tastes like water.
So it should.
Oh, I meant the shot.
The
What if you
shot.
did that? Super dangerous.
Oh yeah. Just take
No,
away
I
the
just-
taste.
I didn't tell anyone I was doing it to the beer. That was just to maybe give me advantage.
Well, as
Yeah.
low as I can go.
It basically just affected the DC I was doing for it. Alright, go ahead, Lazarus.
9.
13.
Okay. So definitely, both of you, Lazarus, you take a bigger gulp, and Kenna, you take a littler gulp. And it's not as bad mixed with the beer. That's clearly, its intention. The beer definitely balances out some of the more horrific qualities that Nim experienced. but it does nothing to dilute its strength. So yeah, Lazarus, you're definitely, you go from like, oh, I think I'm actually recovering pretty good to just being like, when did I get 4 hands?
Lazarus is like at the part where he's just like snorting sparks all the time.
Okay. And Kenna, you definitely slip right past like, oh, I'm feeling pretty tipsy, to just kind of being like the slow, like uncoordinated eye blink.
Well, all right.
And Nim is just like face first in his beer right now.
Just like desperately trying to stop his throat from convulsing.
He like just like every so often he
give
comes
some
out of the beer
bread.
and he's like,
Yeah, Kenna hands you some bread.
You should eat that, Nim.
thanks, Kenna. And he just like
Suppose Lazarus
pile
just kinda,
drives
like,
it.
looks over at Lil. Well, what was it?
She like kind of looks over. She's like, well, I'll tell you what. If you remember drinking it in the morning, I'll explain.
Fair.
And she just kind of, well, I won't interrupt your night anymore. And as she's getting up, she kind of like pulls out one more that she still had, and she gives it a quick cock back straight. And just walks
Damn,
away.
Lil!
Does Lazarus just like watch it?
Yeah.
I think Kenna would clap and be like, yeah, Lil!
She's a bartender. She's
Yeah.
fairly experienced.
Lazarus is just like,
Considering I'm the
Sips
least
again.
drunk,
Yeah.
I'd be able to cheer her
Yeah,
on.
I think you can cheer her on. Least drunk is definitely pretty suggestive. You're all pretty corked
Yeah.
at this point. Not like make unfortunate decisions with your friends drunk, but definitely like pretty drunk.
It's not like there's any friends I could make unfortunate decisions with.
Oh.
Ouch!
Oh.
What am I, Krillin?
yes.
Remember how you said you like things thick?
Someone stupid got my line.
Sorry, but Nim isn't exactly thick.
All right, we'll just skip right over that. And yeah, I think, how does everybody get to bed?
Slowly.
I'll carry Nim up.
I mean, we have like, how much of my beer did I have left when I dropped the damn thing in it?
You've probably got about a quarter of the glass left.
I'm gonna just
How strong do I feel that?
I mean, like, if you want to finish it, you know you're done. Like, you might have a hard time getting back to your room.
I was just gonna sit there and he's gonna be like, lay on hands.
Those damn paladins and their alcohol cures. Yeah, okay. You lay on hands yourself and you cock back the...
Yeah, so I clear myself first and then
Yeah.
I go with whatever this is gonna give me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's strong, but if you've cleared yourself, it's not gonna do anything too horrifying, and then I guess you're ready for bed at that point. And Kenna's carrying Nim to bed. Nim, you're pretty out of it. I would almost say, and I feel like this is really criminal, but I feel like you're a little too out of it to enjoy being carried in Kenna's arms to bed. I apologize for that, but, we have to stick to realism here.
sucks to
What the
suck.
heck? No.
Who's calling me?
With that.
Well, something's making sound anyway.
What is it? Enjoy this interruption for some musical interlude.
Please wait while we load the party.
Loading. Loading.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I mean, I was honestly just going to say that everybody goes to bed, and then we were going to take a short break anyway. So maybe we'll just take a short break anyway then.
Cut out the last.
Sounds good.
Wow, what a cliffhanger! I wonder what's going to happen next time. Seriously, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening in. If you liked what you heard, share us with your friends. If you hated what you heard, share us with your enemies. Seriously, though, like, comment, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll find out what happens to Double Doubles and Dragons next time.